right? So the number one priority for someone on their back is to break my posture. So obviously my number one priority is to maintain posture. I have to maintain posture. So just the standard fundamental grips, you know, here, I don't do any of this stuff, or here, trying to open people's guards, right? I'm not trying to dig my elbows in there. All I'm gonna do is take his two lapels in my one hand here, and I'm always trying to keep my elbow in tight. I don't want my elbow out. When your elbow's out, they can start to break you down and pop it out and start to break your posture. So I kind of want my elbow in, these two hands here. This hand's important. I want to control his hips. I'm going to grab his gi pants. I'm going to get my elbow again on the inside. Okay, so this is my starting position from a fundamental guard break. The one thing we never do, and this is the way I was taught, and that's why every tournament I was in, I found myself fighting out of triangles, was we never do this. The minute you put one arm in, one arm out, he's going to shoot up for triangle. And now, this was me in every tournament fighting out of here. So we don't teach that. So here, elbow in, here, elbow in. So this is kind of my starting position, good posture. He's trying to break me down, I'm just maintaining. When I'm ready, I'm going to move this knee in a third of the way, with his body. I'm not going to move it in halfway, because the minute I move it in halfway, I have no base to my right. So I'm just a third of the way. So I'm going to get, first off, the other thing I'm going to change is this. I went to a gym one time, and I was rolling with their higher belts, and I couldn't get off my guard attacks as well as I normally do. It's because they were all on their toes, active toes, like this. And then they posture here. I've always been, here. But here, it's easy for him to shoot his hips up because he doesn't have to extend at all. I'm close to the mat. Here, the minute he opens his guard, he slides away. So it's hard to shoot attacks up when the minute you open your guard, your body weight's dropping back to the mat. So I want to change that. So we're here, and you guys, if you can, on your toes behind you here, okay? So now, I'm here. I'm pretty safe here. He can't, it's harder for him to sit up because I've got his butt and his hips off the mat. And now I'm going to start my open. So I'm going to move this knee a third of the way in. Boom. I just want pressure on his bottom, right, on his butt, into him. Now, I'm going to step out with this leg, and when I step out, I'm going to shift my hips kind of like a 45-degree angle here. I don't want to bring my foot here where he can scoop it and start to break me down and drop. I need to be out here, okay? Now, this inside elbow is going to create some pressure on the inside of his thigh, but I'm not trying to open him this way. I'm not trying to strengthen him out. I'm just creating some pressure, and now I'm moving my bottom back. My mass, all my hips and my butt and everything, I'm moving that back. And as soon as I feel his guard open, the same leg that's out is coming right in. And I want your heel on the mat. I want your shin straight up and down. This shin shield, this is what we call combat base. So right now we're getting to combat base, but if you're ever rolling, you're never just on both knees. This is always where you're hanging out. This does not allow this guy to close guard. Close guard's a privilege that he's got to earn. You're not just going to give it to him. You're not just going to fall on your knees into his guard and let him close. That's where you get into trouble. Right here. So this will be our ending position. Knee up, other knee flared, and we've got our elbows inside his guard so we can't close. Okay, so we're just going to warm up with this. We'll be here, lapels, elbow in, pant grip, elbow in, on your toes. Okay, move my knee in, step, break. As soon as you break, that knee's in, and we're creating our combat base here. Okay, so let's partner up. A blue belt and a white belt. Blue belt's down. Let's. We're going to go through step by step. We're going to move fairly quickly because this is not very difficult. Look, but when you roll, you're going to be doing this technique, and you're going to say, it doesn't work, it's so hard to open their guard. That's why we never let them close it in the first place. This is if we made the mistake of letting them close their guard. All right, so we get to the point where we've broken their guard and we're here, okay? He's naturally, so listen, the one thing, and my pet peeve, and it's okay, but you got to coach yourself out of this. The minute you open your guard and you're rolling, the first thing you want to do is try to just dive through their guard. You're just like here. You're trying to. That's not what we do. Jiu-jitsu, we'll say it a million times, is not what you want to do. It's what they make available, right? So there's a bunch of options here. The way I pass or how I pass is going to be determined by how he reacts. Okay? He could bring his knees to him to his face, in which case I can go double unders, right? I can go over under, I can go knee slice, but I don't do anything until he kind of gives me directions on what to do. So I don't just dive through the guard. As soon as it's open, I'm here, okay? Now, he's gonna favor to his right, to his left on this one. So he's gonna kind of angle this way. The other way. When he does that, it's very simple. This knee that's up is gonna go down. My other knee is gonna pop up. So this one goes down at the same time, this one goes up. Now, this foot's gotta be close to his butt. If you notice, he still can't close his guard. I've opened his guard, I'm never letting him close it again, okay? Now that I'm here, I'm gonna get chest to chest, right hand under his head. This is the underhook, the pummel under my left hand here. And now I'm flattening him out. But look, his guard still can't close. I'm gonna pass to my right. When I do that, my feet aren't gonna move, my hips are gonna extend in the air. Boom, my hips are up, both knees together out, and then I pass. So the movement is like this. We're gonna do a drills. Hips up, knees out, feet out, back in. Hips up, knees out, feet out, back in. So, open his guard. He favors to the right. One knee down, one knee up. As I go chest to chest with the underhook. Flatten him out. Hips up, knees out, feet out. Boom, in the side control. Make sense? Okay. Let's go ahead and do this together. And I'll have all the white belts do it first, a few times, and then we'll do up, down, out with everyone since Steven's here. So white belts will be on their knees. First off, white belts alone, everyone on knees and elbows. Real quick. So we want our knees together and our elbows on the mat. Okay? Our feet together too, and we're on our toes. We want to extend our hips up to the ceiling, but keep your elbows on the ground. And now both knees to the left or right, doesn't matter. Swing your feet out together. Now feet back in, hips back up, knees to the other side. Nice and fluid with that, with this drill. Hips out, knees out, feet out. Hips out, knees out, feet out. This is very hard to stop when you're good at this. This is very good. We're trying to take the most direct path through their guard. We're not trying to go run around their guard. We're not trying to trick people. All right, good. All right, guys, good. I think we've got that for the most part. So we're going to move and do the next one. The next one's an extension of this and real simple. So when he's to this side, like he favors, and I go one knee down, one knee up, when I get chest to chest, I'm trying to get the underhook. But sometimes he's going to beat me to it. He gets it. Okay? And what I don't want to do is like posture up and give him space to try to regain it. Okay? And I want to give him this space. So I'm going to stay down. And what I'm going to do, guys, is this hand is going to cup his back. This hand is going to go over his pummel, and I'm going to scoop his knee. If you can see this. Okay? And now my arm is going to keep his leg up as I drop my hip to the mat and step my right foot out. Here. Now look, I keep shoulder pressure into him. I don't take my foot off his thigh. I'm keeping his legs open right here still. And when I'm ready, I'm going to grab the inside of his pant leg. I'm going to take my foot off. I'm going to drive his hips to the mat away from me. Replace my knee on his hip. And now I'm in side control. So again, and we'll do this step by step. But I go one knee down, one knee up. And where I would normally get the underhook, he beat me to it. So I'm just going to cup, solidify, try to flatten him out. Cup his back around his head, cup his back. This hand's going to reach back and scoop his leg. Switch my base and drop my hips to the mat and keep my left foot on his thigh. Inside of his knee, take my foot off now. Drive his hips away so he can't turn into me. Boom, in the side control. Okay?
Does it matter if he keeps that hand trapped in your armpit or pulls out or not? Or
it doesn't matter. All right, guys. Let's have the white belt.
So you're there, keep that foot there.
Do that, Phil? Step all the way back, that foot out.
On the right leg?
Step all the way out.
So Keith was this week.
Oh yeah? You working or?
We were training.
Oh, cool. Yeah, he got called out last night.
There we go.
Okay.
You feel like you're half done, which might is.
Yeah.
Pressure releases like that.
All right, guys, I'm not gonna, there's a third part to this when they drop the other way. We're not gonna do that today. We'll do that Wednesday because it's more complicated. It's not hard, it's more complicated, but it's one we're gonna use, knee slice pass, you're gonna use exclusively. It's gonna be your go-to pass. So I wanna take Wednesday to just dedicate it to that pass. Okay, so grab a drink if you need it. We're gonna do up, down, out, guard breaks. And we'll build the intensity on opening that guard and then using, you know, this pass. Either one knee down, one knee up. They get the pummel very hard. We need the pummel. Sam asked about the iPad. The iPad, moving forward, you'll get more familiar, but when you come in, you'll just check in. You start typing your name, it'll find you. Check in, that'll keep track of how many classes. It'll tell us when you guys are to stripe instead of like me figuring it out next week before we come in on the 18th. You ever want a Gatorade, you just come, check it out, you put in your password, which all of you should have. If you don't, get with Leah, she'll give you a new one and then just adds it to your account.
Oh, that's cool.
So t-shirts, anything like that moving forward, you can just, if we have your size, just grab it through there and we'll give it to you. That's it, guys. Well, thank you.
So some people's fees might double, but that's cool.
Do you have the t-shirts already done or just?